Hi, this is Miranda Savioli, and you're watching On Campus with EDTV Channel 20. Join my friends at Sussex County Community College and me as we attend the Stages Festival brought to you by the Tri-State Actors Theater. We'll be learning the art of both combat stage fighting and improv comedy.
What we're doing here today is it's a basic introduction to stage combat, where we're taking people who may not know that stage combat exists and teaching them that you can make a realistic fight on stage look real and also keep it very safe. And I think that we're giving some people who may not have any experience or exposure to it that opportunity to see what that is and get some hands-on experience with it. I got involved through college. Actually, I started at the American Musical and Dramatic Academy and took some classes. And then when I moved to Philadelphia, I started with Fight Master Ian Rose, and I've been taking classes with him.
How about you?
Same thing. I started in college as well, but I went to Arcadia University up in Glenside, PA, and I actually, Fight Master Ian Rose actually was my teacher at that point. And when I graduated college, I started taking his private classes and just kind of continued on from there.
This seminar, we've performed this all over the place. A lot of schools, a lot of theaters, many fight teachers teach privately throughout cities, all over the place.
If you go to the Society of American Fight Directors website, there's actually a directory where you can look where in your region of the country, see who the local teachers are, see where they teach. There's regional workshops all over the country that you can learn from. So there's a lot of opportunities that a lot more people should be aware of.
Oh, it helps you so much on stage. It gives you so much more to work with. It helps you on stage, first of all, if you're cast in a show where you need to fight, you need some kind of combat, you have that background and you can do it safely and effectively. It also, like Terry was saying earlier, it gives you so many more emotions to pull from as an actor.
Like in a show where it's a very intense, very emotionally driven scene, a lot of actors have actually been hurt because their scene partner has gotten so into the scene that they get very physical. But because they don't have any stage combat background, they don't know how to be safe with that emotion, with that just level of anger, of sadness. With stage combat training, you can take any emotion, sadness, anger, frustration, jealousy, you can take that to a whole nother level and make it safe so it can be done 8 times a week.
We just learned the art of combat fighting from Miss Jacqueline Holloway. Stay tuned as we learn the art of being human from Mr. Scotty Watson and his improv comedy workshop.
Hi, this is Stacy Bachbrader, and I am here at Sussex County Community College for EDTV Channel 20. I am here with Paul Meacham, and we are here at the PAC Theater to have a fantastic comedy improv workshop.
Yes.
Yes, and I would like if you could tell us a little bit about what we're here to do tonight.
Okay. First, I'm Paul Meacham. I'm the Artistic Director of Tri-State Actors Theater. Tri-State Actors Theater, which is your professional theater in Sussex County and all around here, and we're the only one. We and the New Jersey Theater Alliance, which is the alliance of all the professional theaters in New Jersey, are having what's called the Stages Festival, and that takes place over a month. There are over 100 events taking place all over the state that you can go to, and one of those events is happening right here tonight, and that is Scotty Watson. Scotty Watson is one of the top 10 comedy improvisation teachers in the nation, and he's here to teach comedy improv to anyone who wants to learn it, age 15 to 115. So that's what we're doing tonight. Anybody can come. They can come in. If they're able to make a donation, that's wonderful. If not, they can still come in. They can learn how to do comedy improv. And we hope that out of this class, we will be able to put together a group. Scotty and his partner, Billy Edwards, are going to do a show on March 31st, right here at the Student Center Theater. And we hope we can put together a group that can open that show.
That would
right
be fantastic.
from the students and anybody else who comes here tonight.
That would be fantastic. Can I ask you, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in doing these classes? I mean, it must be hard to do it free, which is fantastic, I think.
Well,
for
we
those.
get some help from the New Jersey Theater Alliance. They help us a little bit financially. Not a lot, but a little bit.
That's wonderful.
And it is a way to bring new people to the theater. So you have to invest in yourself, and that's one thing we do. We want to bring these people who come here, hopefully will come to shows and will begin to take part. The way we got started with this is Scotty Watson, who is from Canada, came to me to audition for a show, and he was a wonderful, wonderful, funny man. And so he was hired to do that show, and we got to be friends. And then I found out more about Scotty's wonderful improvisation skills as a comedian and all the funny things he did. And so he's done several shows for us, and we began teaching these classes for the Stages Festival last year.
That's fantastic. So it's I'm under the impression that when you step into this theater, you are a part of the show. You're part of the workshop. You come in and you want to do the workshop, you stand up right away and you get going.
Yes.
And that's really...
Well, I don't. I just say hello, hello, and all the people come in, and all the students, whatever Scotty tells them to do, hopefully they will begin to learn how to improvise and do funny things. Or not funny things. Sometimes when you improvise, they're not always funny. But Scotty can tell you more about that.
We are here with Scotty Watson, and this is a comedy workshop through the Tri-State Actors Theater, and we're here at Sussex County Community College, EDTV Channel 20, and this is Scotty Watson, who is the featured
Call it lecturer.
Featured lecturer, yeah. There you go. The featured goof, featured lecturer, whatever he'd like to call himself. You know, it's his deal. And Scotty, what brings you to something as this?
Oh well, first it's a terrific place. Tri-State is terrific to have here in the community, and the event itself is for the New Jersey Theater Alliance, which I'm very active in New Jersey theater, and second, wait, that's third, and so fifth, or as I like to call it, point D. We did this last year, and we had a huge turnout. A lot of people came out and showed a real interest in improvisational acting and improv comedy, which really are essentially the same thing. And last year was just such a blast. We had such a great time and a good community feeling that let's do it again.
Fantastic. We had we're expecting a nice crowd tonight.
Thousands, actually.
From what I understand.
We have a football stadium set up.
Yes.
These walls all get moved out.
Well, from what I understand, they're going to be packed out into the parking lot. So you're quite a huge name.
As a matter of fact, there's going to be the improv is going to happen in the parking lot. We're going to bring the cars in here.
Fantastic. So we'll be doing the parking in here.
Yeah, parking in here.
Performance outside.
Totally.
Weather permitting. Fantastic, fantastic. If you could, tell me a little bit about your history in the comedy business.
Oh, great. Well, I started out when I was 16 years old. That's over 10 years ago. With the Second City in Toronto. I'm originally Canadian. Although I became a U.S. citizen this year. So that's very exciting. So I started out with them, and I moved to New York 5 years ago, where I've done a lot of off-Broadway and a lot of stuff right here in the community, right here in Jersey. As a matter of fact, 2 or 3 shows here at Tri-State. So that's where I got involved in this particular community.
Fantastic. So you have an established relationship with Paul.
Oh yeah. Well, why? What have you heard?
All good things.
Just regular relationship.
All good things. All good things.
Yes. Paul has directed me in one show and has been the artistic director of the theater since I believe the early Jurassic period. If you look at Paul,
I see.
Yeah, he was a dinosaur actually. He was one of those dinosaurs in Jurassic Park that goes.
I thought that I recognized him from the movie, to tell you the truth. I really did, you know what I mean? A very handsome, gentleman, but I did, the makeup, so on and so forth. It's kind of like, it's hard to recognize sometimes, Let me ask you this. What do you think that the participants get out of something like this? And what do you think that you bring to give them?
Oh, what an excellent question. I hope that what they walk out of it with is a comic voice, is that they just tell their story their way. They say exactly what they want to say in exactly the way that they want to say it, and they feel like they're empowered to tell their story as a group. We do a town hall thing where everyone plays different characters in a town, and we come together in a town hall. And I hope that what people walk away from any of my workshops with is permission, just permission to tell your story and have fun.
Fantastic. Let me ask you this: who were some of your comedy idols, you know, that you looked up to as you were coming up through the business in your early years?
Well, you know, the first comedy album that I ever owned, I have two brothers that are older than I am, 7 and 8 years older than I am, and they bought me Robin Williams. What was the name of the Reality? What a Concept was his album, and I'll never forget listening to it the first time, because I think the third word is the F word. And I was really little, and my parents were there, and I was like, whoop, well, it's out of the bag now.
Not familiar with that word, but yes, very interesting. You know.
So yes, Robin Williams and everyone always cites Jonathan Winters. Jonathan Winters, a brilliant improvisational actor, and the early Second City. I've actually worked with Alan Arkin as he was one of my teachers, and he's a genius. There's just no question that man is a genius. So. Those are my people.
The in-laws.
The in-laws. Oh, and you know what? I'm even forgetting. I teach a style of improv that was pioneered by Elaine May. So really, if I'm going to say who my #1 influence is, it has to be Elaine May of Nichols and May, early Second City, and a wonderful director. But really, the style that I teach is her style of improv.
All right, so you were the first one to do the improv skit up on stage. What was racing through your mind right before you walked through that invisible door?
A lot of fear. More or less, it's throwing yourself out there and seeing what happens. Everything's unscripted, and whatever comes out of your mouth comes out of your mouth, and hopefully you can play off the other person.
Now, you said you had recently gone to an audition in New York City.
Yeah, actually today.
So you have previous experience acting.
Yeah.
How has Scotty benefited you tonight?
It's always good as an actor to have some type of improvisational skills, because there's always times where a scene hits a wall or people forget a line. And being able to improv and then almost to restart the scene or be able to pick up where that scene left off helps both of us, helps me and the other actor in the scene. So being able to improv helps in so many ways, being able to illustrate your surroundings, as well as in the emergency that you need help, that the other partner needs help, or even yourself needs help to recoup the lines in your head and get going with the scene.
All right, we're halfway through this program, and what have you taken away so far?
I've learned to always, just be on your feet and always be ready for anything can happen, because it's in the moment. It's fun.
And the 3 rules.
Yeah.
Never fail. They always get you right out of the problem.
Absolutely.
And it's always a blast.
Yep.
And you guys recently worked on The Odd Couples, which is a scripted play. So
Yes.
how does that differ from the improv
Well,
you're learning here?
Occasionally something goes wrong on
yeah.
stage. It never goes as planned. And you got to be on your feet and be ready to fix it however you got to do it, and just be able to laugh about it afterwards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But hopefully not on stage while everybody's watching and paid $20 to come.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just whenever something happens, just be ready to jump in there. Or if somebody else makes a mistake and you're seeing them struggle, come in and help them out.
Poor girl from jail got out, and they gave her a job to get her back onto the straight and narrow. What's the job? Sweep? Sweep? You're a sweep. You're sweeping. You're a janitor. And, just for the fun of it, we're going to put you into college. You're sweeping up to college. You're sweeping. Every now and then. Yep, keeping the floor clean into college. They sweep every Monday with their feet turned. Somebody who knows this character, likes this character, but wasn't in the previous scene with her. Enter. Good. Excellent. It's the ice cream lady. Oh!
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. I can't get the hang of these glasses. Sorry, thank you. You okay? I'm fine. Thank you. Oh, what? You. Oh, you, the one with 3 wheels. Okay. What do you want? I'm looking for the kitchen.
on the street corner has a job that even he doesn't like to tell people that he does. What's a shameful job? What's that? Men's door? Men's clothing store where he cleans toilets. Set up a men's clothing store and cleans toilets. Somebody who knows him, likes him.
Hey, Jared! Been like since college. How you doing? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Why are you cleaning toilets? What's going on? I thought you were like a law student. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I didn't really.
No?
Yeah. This is just like my part-time job.
Part-time job cleaning toilets.
Yeah, I only do this on the side. This is my real job.
Really? I mean, you clean it pretty well. I kind of like it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like dissing you on this. I mean, I never for the toilet been that long.
I mean,
it makes me feel better myself.
I mean,
Yeah. What is it?
You're not really my type.
What's your type? I'm sorry, I don't.
We will.
We'll come to the bathroom.
Somebody get ready.
Can you go?
Somebody take the back, please, before she has to pee.
I have to pee.
I like it. What were you doing before? Oh, you're like at the skate park. She's helping at the skate park, but in reality, when she's done helping at the skate park, she goes and does the most serious thing that has to be done in Paul Lynn's skill name.
Philosopher.
She's the philosopher. Can you please be in the philosophy area? Nice. So when your nose are likes her, wasn't going to break this scene with her, enter this scene. And just join her and philosophize. Just join her. Just walk in and join her. Yep. Your words when you need them.
James.
Yes.
Is it you?
That it is, Barbara. Or is it really? Do you really know? Or you look maybe on Barbara?
This is a possibility that we need to contemplate. No, James.
That's
James. James.
Barbara.
James.
Barbara.
Somebody take them out. Enter the mic, please, before they start hunting.
It's not Barbara's drive, Anton. Dad, don't get your hopes up.
Somebody for a second scene, come out here, please. Who hasn't done 2 scenes? There we go. This is the lady whose daughter was in jail. So to make herself feel better, she treats herself by going to the spa. Spa. Love it. Give yourself a spa treatment.
Hello, ma'am. You're here for your spa treatment. Now, please lay down. Lay down. Thank you. Oh, my back doesn't work like that. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't feel it. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to put some certain substances on your body to help relax your muscles, okay? Here we have some Hellmann's mayonnaise. Okay, we're going to smear it all up your thighs. I put that on myself sometimes as well. It's good. Here's skin. Helps eczema. Oh, here. And then we're going to put some relish on your calves. I'm not a hot dog. And then on your arms, we're going to put some gravy. Is this part of the complimentary, like breakfast? Actually, I'm going to cover in cannibalist. Don't feel alarmed. All right. Don't feel alarmed. Is this like volunteer work or do you have a plot? It is volunteer work. I'm on probation right now. Yeah.
All the way down. Well, this is the guy who works in the college. He's also a philosopher. But what he really wants to be when he grows up is he wants to be a barber. A barber. Can you please set up your barber college? Who still owes me a scene, a second scene? You still owe me a second scene? Set up the barber. Enter!
How are you, sir?
Very well, very well.
You look
I need a
possibly even a shave, just a little close cut, all right? Please, please sit down.
You know each other well, remember, it's a small town.
So how have you been, Thomas?
Thomas,
Good.
Hearing rumors, James. Hearing
Rumors? What kind of rumors?
Well, it's mostly about you in the library.
What about?
Just things.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Thomas.
Short memory.
Perhaps you could have a slight short memory.
Nothing. I don't really remember anything.
Is everybody getting confused? I think so. So this is the last big scene. It's a year later in Paul Skill. And where do you have a big meeting, like a family reunion?
In the lake.
In the lake. Let's have it by the lake.
Oh.
In the lake would just be this. It's by the lake, and you're going to set it up for me. Remember, everybody is going to enter. Remember who came in just before you? Because you're going to be leaving just after them. You're going to come in with one thing, one line. And then you're going to focus on the people coming in after you, okay? I'll be conducting it, so I'm going to be right here, yelling, shut up, and things like that. So, set up your leg, hang on 1 second, let them work. Oh, flip it. I love it. Well done. Next person come in and just bring something. 2 at a time is fine.
Hey,
How we doing?
good. We brought some cups.
Oh, cups. Wonderful. We always need cups for drinking.
How's the barbecue coming?
It's coming fantastic. It's coming great. I wish I brought my laptop. But, to distract me from the grilling. You want to take over grilling for a bit? I've been doing this with my eyes. I'm trying to water the smoke. It's just getting into me. There we go. I'm going to put these cups over here on this side of the table.
Tell him something about yourself.
There's a table on this side.
Hey, I have a new job now.
You have a new job. What's the job? It's wonderful.
I'm a police officer.
You're a police officer. Oh, you're a police ass. That is wonderful. How's that going?
Perfectly dealt with.
Ever since I came out of jail.
Yeah.
And I learned that.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I had a piece of the church hit me, and I wanted to become a pastor, and then I went down a dark road after that. But the important thing is that you have a new job, and you love your job, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Excellent. Hold it there because somebody else is coming in. Somebody else enter with something, please.
I brought the margaritas.
Oh, I love you. She has the margaritas, and we got the cups, and now we got the party.
Hey, have you seen James? Oh my God, I haven't seen him in so long.
Let it hold there. It just gets good. Hold it there, because somebody else is coming in. We're going to find out what happens to James later. Somebody enter, please.
I brought fruitcake.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for bringing that.
I have one idea. And then shoot me.
That's all the news from Colin Scales May. Tell us your full name, first and last, starting here.
Tom Wright.
Lauren Calder. Ellen Benz.
Rich Kelsey.
Lauren DeVore.
Tim Chenard.
Susie Wright.
Tamara Peel.
Will Rivera.
Give them a round of applause, please.
That concludes this edition of EDTV Channel 20's On Campus. Be on the lookout for our next edition of EDTV Channel Sports coming at you soon with both softball and baseball coverage. And of course, stay tuned for more on-campus episodes with your host, Miranda Savioli.